Cancer. So many people are affected by cancer. Many of us have cancer, and many of us will get cancer. Um, I'm doing this video because a lot of people don't realize I have cancer still. A lot of you have seen my videos, and it's hard to tell I have cancer. And I kind of like it that way, in a way. But at the same time, I like to be able to educate you about cancer. Right now, a lot of my friends on Facebook, on YouTube, don't realize that I'm still fighting. Even after my major surgery, removing my rectum, I have cancer. Uh, so here's how it went down. September 26th, I had my rectum removed. I got my colostomy bag, and I had a long 6 week, 5 or 6 week recovery, um, just to where I was on my feet again. Um, mid November, I went in for a doctor's appointment to my oncologist that I decided to try again. Not the same one, but same place. um, and in the process, we had my CEA done. We had other blood work done, um, and we had the DNA from the tumor. They actually excreted the DNA from the tumor that they removed, and they took that and tested my blood to see if that DNA was still in my blood. That all went out at the same time. The DNA test, that was about a 60-day wait, almost. Well, 45, 60 days. Um, about November 20th or so, I got back the report from the blood work on the CEA and the other couple little tests. And my CEA was a 3.8. My CEA, which in case you don't know what CEA is, it's a tumor marker, lets the oncologist know that the tumors are growing and kind of what the rate is. My CEA has never been um, reliable, is the word for it, I guess. Letting people know, or letting the doctors know what's going on with the tumor growth. It's always never, like I said, the whole time, even at 5, 6 centimeters, my CA was never over a 3.2. So I got that blood work, and I instantly questioned what was going on. There was 3 or 4 other things on the blood panel that also were out of spec, or out of norm, and I asked my surgeon, and I asked a nurse oncologist about it. I tried talking to the doctor, but the nurse oncologist headed me off, and I wasn't able to speak to the doctor at the time. Um, all those blood tests did relate to cancer in one way or shape or form. When I Googled it, everything always had something that said cancer possible. Um, December 24th, or 25th, sorry, Christmas Day, the results for the DNA, the tumor DNA came in, and they were positive that I had that DNA still in my blood. That DNA should be out of your blood within 24 hours or less. And so that, it didn't matter when the blood test was done after, because it was done a month and a half after the tumor was removed, it should have been zero. It should have been negative. I did keep that to myself and my wife through Christmas, and we actually kept it till January to ourselves. When I so I After my deer hunt, I went ahead and scheduled with the oncologist, and my follow up originally was like February 15th. I rescheduled for, I think it was January the 10th, and or somewhere in there. Anyway, they I went to that appointment. They did my CEA again and my other blood test again, and the other ones came back more normal. My white blood cells are still off in that test, but my CEA had jumped up to a 12. So we know something's happening now. And at the time, this oncologist, so the first oncologist I saw is a temporary, and she left just last week. The one I saw in January was a temporary for her temporary position, and he decided that we should get the genetics, not just the DNA, tested from the tumor to see what kind of treatments are FDA approved, or if there is any, or what they know about the tumor. So when that all went down, and they scheduled a PET scan for me, got me in immediately before my trip to Hawaii. And the day before we went to Hawaii, actually the day we went down to Phoenix to go to Hawaii, I had an appointment with the original oncologist I was talking with. So it turned out that I have 3 spots glowing on a PET scan. They're all local. So they're calling it a local reoccurrence, which is good. At least that's what they tell me. And so that oncologist there, he actually wanted me to cancel my trip to Hawaii and start treatment immediately. Well, nothing gets done that fast. I talked to my wife about it. I told her there's no way in hell we're canceling Hawaii. And I'm glad we didn't, because you saw the one video of what I was able to do with cancer. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a hunting video, but it's really a testimony to what I was able to do. 4 months prior, or 4 months post-op, and having cancer. And I plan to do that trip again, maybe while going through treatment. So there'll be another testimony. But let's keep going. So 3 hotspots, localized reoccurrence. We went to Hawaii, and while we were there, they were still waiting on the tumor genetics, and also they wanted to take my case to the tumor board with Dignity Health. So that all came back right after we got back from Hawaii. We went and scheduled with the doctor that was leaving last week, and we got our appointment. We went to that appointment. My CEA got tested again, along with everything else. My white blood cells are still low for some reason. And this just happened. My white blood cells have never been off. That just happened like starting November. But my CEA, more importantly, is up to a 21 now. So we know that it's starting to grow. It's growing faster than it, I don't know how fast it's growing, but ever since December 25th, I did start doing fenbendazole again, and about a week later, I started doing ivermectin again. With the CEAs going up, though, it tells me that the alternative treatment is not working, or at least not working yet. I know it can take 3 months to start seeing results. So, that is what it is. But we are progressing. And right before that appointment, tumor board was done, and a radiation oncologist also gave me a call. What she wanted to do, what tumor board wants me to do, or recommends I do, is high dose radiation. They're gonna put me in a mold. They're gonna put a catheter in me. They're gonna drain my bladder, fill it up to a certain amount, and then they're gonna take a CAT scan and see where the targets are. They're gonna measure everything, target it all, program it all into a machine. So Monday the 20, not the 24th, but this coming Monday, we're gonna go down for getting set up for that to Phoenix. We're gonna do a high dose radiation. There's five treatments. They feel that it's very successful in local reoccurrence, and so we're gonna go ahead and do that. That travel oncologist did set me up on a chemo plan. Wants me to do 6 months of chemo, and I only did 4 originally, so that's kind of odd to me that we're changing it from 6 or from 4 to 6 on just a reoccurrence. But I understand that there's stuff that could be floating around, microparticles, and they're just trying to zap them. What I would what I'm thinking I'm wanting to do before I start chemo, number one, we're going to get a CEA done again, probably before we start radiation, probably before we start chemo. But I would really like my blood DNA tested again for that tumor DNA. Because, in all honesty, if that tumor DNA is not there, microparticles shouldn't be floating around in my system. So that's kind of the direction I want to take it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away with it because insurance and whatnot. Um, but that's kind of the direction I'd like to take it. But at this point in time, I don't feel that the alternative medicines, the fenbendazole, the ivermectin, has done much of in the line of curing. It may be as my wife Terry said, it may be holding it back a little bit though. And if it's holding it back, that's great. That it means it's doing something. Um, I'm praying and hoping and going into the CAT scan that they're going to do to target it. I'm hoping they can't find the tumors at all. I'm hoping that by God's grace and everything I've done, that those tumors are just gone. That would be ideal. Um, my surgeon does not want to open me back up because of the depth of them, so that's why we're also doing the radiation. Uh, really? I mean, we're so as far as radiation goes, they wanted to start me 2 weeks after, or sorry, the chemo goes 2 weeks after the radiation. They did take out a couple of the medicines. They're still doing 3 different types of chemo, and I've kind of got my theory on why, and I could be wrong. But so the one they're taking out, and I'm gonna say it wrong, I'm gonna butcher it like everything else, oxaliplatin. That's what gave me neuropathy. Hoping that we don't get no more neuropathy. If I can keep the neuropathy out of my mouth, I'll be tickled, because that's why I lost so much weight last time I did chemo, is because I couldn't eat, because I couldn't feel my food or taste my food correctly. It tastes like sandy dog crap, honestly. Or at least what I think that's what that tastes like. So that one's gone. There was another chemo that they were going to use, but that genetic test actually says that it doesn't work on the genetics of the tumor I've got. So here's where it boils down to. The oncologist that I saw, the traveling oncologist, I'm not certain that I trust what she wants to do completely. For one, she said I should take it as a win in that I don't have cancer. For two, she told me or she didn't recommend checking the tumor genetics. This was another person's idea. And for three, I think she just wanted to get her name on those drugs before she left. She was very eager and adamant about getting everything set up so that way it's ready to go in March. That was over 30 days. Once we finally got the doctor to write the order for the radiation, it took less than 24 hours to get approval from insurance just to do the radiation. So I'm very hesitant about what she wants to do. Um, and I don't know that going a couple extra weeks, even waiting on that DNA to see if it's still in my blood after they zap it, is really going to hurt anything. So I may talk with the oncologist that's going to be there now. I know we got too many oncologists in one spot that are just traveling. We need a good solid oncologist up here in Show Low, Arizona. So if you want to come over and be good at that, do it if you're an oncologist. So anyhow, I want a second opinion. I want to get the DNA tested after the radiation, and that pretty much brings it all up to date. I'm going to keep you guys informed. I'm still doing the daily videos at 10 o'clock. and I'm going to continue to do those. Yes, you'll see me transform as I go through chemo. Radiation last time actually almost killed me. This hopefully is not as severe as the last one, and it's not as many either, so that'll be good. But you know, if you pray for me, please. If you got one of my challenge coins, it's hiding over there somewhere. Um, think of me when you see it. And other than that, I'm just gonna keep checking in. Um, I'm gonna keep hunting. I'm gonna keep going outdoors. I actually am trying to get out. If it warms up a little bit these next couple of days before I start my radiation, I'm gonna try to get out and go hike with Hank. Go maybe look for some dropped antlers or something, and and just enjoy life, embrace it as much as I can, as I keep doing. Um, I'm over wasting time on people who don't matter. I'm over wasting time on things that don't matter, and I am all about just trying to embrace my life. Some people said get off of YouTube. I can't do that because my job is to, or what I feel is to help others, and I've helped others. I get comments all the time, and I really enjoy that. So, if I've helped you, I'm so happy for you, and I'm so glad I've been here to help you. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll be talking at you soon, or to you soon, and just moving along. So we'll get after it.